Every dream, every vision, every desire is not random. What you seek, what you long for, is not something distant and unattainable. It is an echo of your higher self calling you towards your destiny. Your desire is a reflection of your deeper purpose, an invitation from the universe to step into the life you were meant to live. Your desire is not merely a passing thought or fleeting wish. It is a signal, a profound message from within that you are meant to realize something greater. The moment you feel the pull of a specific desire, it's as if the universe has whispered in your ear, "This is your path." You didn't stumble upon this yearning by accident. You didn't merely wake up one day wanting this just because. No, there is a much deeper reason. Desire is the first step toward your destiny. It is the doorway that opens, inviting you to walk through and become the person you were meant to be. When you have a burning desire for something, it is an indication that this experience, this achievement, or this manifestation already exists for you. It is like a treasure map, leading you toward the life you are meant to live. You are not separate from the thing you desire, you are intricately connected to it. The reason you want it is that, on some level, it is already yours. But so often we are taught to dismiss our desires. We are told to be realistic, to temper our expectations, to settle for what is reasonable. This is a misunderstanding of the nature of desire. Desire is not something that comes to tease or torment you. It is not a cruel joke played by the universe. It is, in fact, a divine nudge, guiding you toward what is already possible for you. Your desire is an affirmation that what you seek is within your reach. When you feel that inner pull, that craving for something more, understand that it is not a call to chase something outside of yourself. Instead, it is an invitation to align with what is already within you. The desire you feel is a reflection of the potential that is already inside of you, waiting to be realized. It is your inner self, your higher self, calling you forward, showing you the way. You might wonder why it feels so far away, why there seems to be a gap between where you are now and where you want to be. But the truth is, the gap is only in your perception. What you desire is already within your grasp, but you must align with it mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. The process of manifestation is not about going out and getting something. It is about becoming the person who is already in possession of that thing. It's about embodying the feeling, the mindset, and the state of being that corresponds to your desire. The key to manifesting what you desire is not in striving or struggling, but in allowing. It is in recognizing that the desire itself is proof that what you want is already available to you. The fact that you can conceive of it, the fact that you can imagine it, means it already exists on some level. Your job is to align with that reality. Your desire is like a seed that has been planted in the soil of your consciousness. And just like any seed, it needs to be nurtured, watered, and given time to grow. Too often, we become impatient. We look around and see no evidence of our desire coming to fruition, and we start to doubt. We start to think that maybe it wasn't meant for us, or maybe we're not doing enough. But the seed of desire, like any seed, grows in its own time. Just because you cannot see it sprouting above the surface doesn't mean that it's not growing. Beneath the surface, the roots are taking hold, the foundation is being laid, and the structure of your manifestation is being built. Your desire is your destiny calling to you, but you must trust the process. Trust that just as the seed knows how to grow into a plant, your desire knows how to unfold into reality. You don't have to force it, you don't have to struggle. All you need to do is keep nurturing it with your faith, your belief, and your willingness to receive. The universe is always responding to your vibration, always reflecting back to you the energy you are emitting. If you are in a state of doubt or fear, you are pushing your desire away. But when you are in a state of faith, trust, and alignment, you are drawing your desire toward you. It is also important to understand that your desire will often require you to grow. It will challenge you to become more than you are right now. This is not a punishment or a burden, but a gift. Your desire is calling you to expand, to evolve, to step into a higher version of yourself. And sometimes this growth process can be uncomfortable. You may face challenges, obstacles, and setbacks. But these are not signs that your desire is out of reach. On the contrary, they are signs that you are moving closer to it. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, is preparing you to receive what you desire. It is shaping you into the person who is capable of holding and maintaining that manifestation. So when the road gets tough, when the path seems unclear, remember that your desire is a reflection of your destiny. It is the universe's way of showing you what is possible for you. Keep going, keep believing, and keep aligning with the truth that what you want is already yours. The final steps of any journey are often the most challenging. When you're nearing the completion of a goal or the realization of a dream, it's not uncommon to face the toughest obstacles just before the breakthrough. This is no coincidence. The resistance you experience as you approach success is a sign that you are right on the edge of achieving what you've been working toward. It is at this point, when things seem the hardest, that many people give up, often unaware of how close they truly are to victory. It's important to understand why the final stretch feels so difficult. Throughout your journey, you've been building momentum, slowly pushing toward your desired outcome. With each step, you gather strength, learn new lessons, and overcome smaller hurdles. But as you near the finish line, there's often a surge of resistance, a final test, as if the universe is asking, "Are you really ready for this?" It is as though the closer you get to your destination, the greater the pressure becomes, testing your resolve and commitment. This increased resistance is not a signal that you're on the wrong path. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The more difficult things become, the closer you are to a breakthrough. When everything feels like it's pushing against you, it's because the forces around you are rearranging, making space for the manifestation of your desires. It's like the calm before a storm, except in this case it's the chaos before the calm. You're entering a space where everything is about to shift, but before that shift occurs, the last remnants of resistance appear to challenge your perseverance. In these moments, many people feel the urge to quit. They start doubting themselves, wondering if all their effort has been in vain. They look around and see little to no evidence of progress, and this lack of visible results can be disheartening. But what they don't realize is that just beyond this wall of resistance lies the manifestation of their dreams. It's as though they're digging for treasure and give up just inches from striking gold. The final steps are the hardest because they're the ones that require the most faith. Faith is crucial at this stage. When you're in the midst of doubt, fear, and exhaustion, faith is the only thing that can carry you forward. It is the belief that, despite what your current reality shows, you are on the right path, and that your goal is within reach. Faith is not blind optimism. It's an inner knowing that what you desire is already yours, even if you can't see it yet. It's trusting the process, trusting yourself, and trusting that all the effort you put in will yield results in due time. When you understand that the final steps are the hardest by design, you can change the way you approach them. Instead of seeing these obstacles as signs to quit, you can begin to see them as signs that you're almost there. The closer you get to success, the more intense the challenges become because you are being prepared to handle what comes next. You're being shaped, molded, and strengthened so that when your manifestation arrives, you're ready to receive it fully. This is also the stage where self-doubt tends to grow the loudest. It's easy to feel confident in the beginning when the path ahead is clear, and the excitement of possibility is fresh. But as the journey drags on, and the obstacles pile up, that initial excitement can fade, leaving room for doubt to creep in. What if I'm not good enough? What if this wasn't meant for me? What if I've wasted all this time for nothing? These thoughts are normal, but they are not the truth. Doubt is part of the process. It's something everyone experiences at some point on their journey, especially as they approach a breakthrough. But doubt, like resistance, is a test. It's there to see if you'll keep going, to see if you truly believe in what you're pursuing. And the only way to overcome doubt is to keep moving forward. Each step you take, no matter how small, is a vote of confidence in yourself and your dream. It's a signal to the universe that you are ready, that you won't give up, and that you are committed to seeing this through. The most successful people in any field, whether it's business, sports, the arts, or personal development, are those who learn to push through the final steps. They faced the same doubts, the same fears, the same resistance, but they kept going anyway. They understood that the hardest part of the journey is also the most rewarding. When you push through the discomfort, when you keep going even when every part of you wants to stop, you open the door to transformation. The final steps are hard because they are refining you. They are polishing you, preparing you for the greatness that awaits. Every challenge you face in these last moments is making you stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling the success that is coming your way. If you can hold on, if you can push through just a little longer, you will find that the breakthrough you've been seeking is closer than you ever imagined. It's always darkest before the dawn, but the dawn is inevitable if you just keep moving forward. The reason why so many people never reach their goals or manifest their desires is not because they lack ability or opportunity. It's because they give up too soon. They stop when things become difficult, uncomfortable, or when results don't show up as quickly as they expect. Yet the reality is that success requires persistence. It requires continuing to move forward, even when the path seems uncertain or when progress feels slow. Persistence is often overlooked as one of the most critical components of success. We live in a world that glorifies instant results and quick fixes, where the expectation is that success should come easily and without struggle. But true manifestation, real achievement, requires time, effort, and above all, persistence. The moment you set your sights on a goal, you begin a journey, and like any journey, there will be bumps, detours, and obstacles along the way. These are not signs to quit, but opportunities to strengthen your resolve. The key to persistence is understanding that the journey itself is just as important as the destination. It is through the process of moving toward your goal that you grow, evolve, and become the person capable of achieving it. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Every setback is an opportunity to learn. But most importantly, every time you choose to persist, you are reaffirming your commitment to your desire. You are telling the universe that you are serious about what you want, and that you are willing to do whatever it takes to achieve it. This mindset shift is crucial. So often people give up just before they're about to break through, not realizing how close they truly are to success. The road can be long, and the journey can feel never-ending, but persistence is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who merely wish for them. Persistence is about continuing to take action, even when the results are not yet visible. It's about trusting the process and knowing that, with each step, you are getting closer to your goal. One of the most important things to remember about persistence is that it's not just about action, it's about consistent action. It's easy to take action when you're motivated, when things are going well, or when you're feeling inspired. But what happens on the days when motivation fades? What happens when things don't go as planned? This is where true persistence comes into play. It's in those moments when you feel tired, discouraged, or uncertain that persistence matters the most. The universe responds to consistency. It's not enough to take action once or twice and expect miraculous results. You have to show up every day, even on the days when you don't feel like it. You have to keep putting in the effort, keep pushing forward, even when the rewards are not yet apparent. This is how you build momentum. This is how you create the energy that attracts your desires into reality. The more consistent you are, the stronger your signal becomes, and the more the universe aligns with your intention. Another aspect of persistence is resilience. The ability to bounce back from failure, rejection, or disappointment is crucial in any journey toward success. There will be times when things don't go your way, when you face setbacks that make you question your path. But these setbacks are not meant to stop you, they are meant to test you. They are opportunities for you to strengthen your faith, to reaffirm your desire, and to prove to yourself that you are willing to keep going no matter what. In fact, every setback you face is an indication that you are moving in the right direction. The challenges that arise are not signs that your goal is unattainable, they are signs that you are getting closer. The universe will often throw obstacles in your path, not to deter you, but to prepare you. Every challenge you overcome makes you stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling the success that is coming your way. If you can persist through the difficult times, you will emerge on the other side not only having achieved your goal, but having become the person you were meant to be in the process. Persistence also requires patience. We live in a world where instant gratification is the norm, but real success, real manifestation takes time. It takes time for the seeds you planted to grow. It takes time for the universe to align the circumstances, opportunities, and people that will bring your desire to fruition. This is where patience comes into play. Patience is not about sitting back and waiting for things to happen. It's about continuing to take action, continuing to move forward, while trusting that the results will come in due time. The challenge for many people is that they give up too soon, often just before the breakthrough. They grow impatient when results don't appear as quickly as they expected, and they start to doubt the process. But this is the very moment when persistence is most important. The closer you get to your goal, the more resistance you will encounter, and the more important it becomes to keep going. You may not see the results right away, but that doesn't mean they're not on their way. Success is not about never facing challenges, it's about never giving up when you do. Persistence is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's the quality that keeps you moving forward, even when the path is unclear, even when the road is tough, and even when progress feels slow. It's the inner knowing that, as long as you keep going, as long as you refuse to quit, you will eventually reach your destination. And when you do, you will realize that the journey was worth every step. When you set out on the path to achieve your goals, it's easy to become attached to the idea of immediate results. You imagine that once you've taken the necessary steps or put in the work, the outcome should appear instantly, as though the universe is a vending machine, dispensing your desires as soon as you've inserted the right amount of effort. But this is rarely how things unfold. The truth is, timing plays a crucial role in the manifestation process. There is a perfect time for everything, and your desires, no matter how clear or strong they may be, will manifest in their own time, not yours. It's essential to grasp that the universe operates on a different timeline than the one we often expect. We are used to thinking in terms of linear time, measuring our progress by days, months, and years. However, the universe works according to cycles, rhythms, and perfect alignment. This means that while you may have a vision or a goal, and you may be taking the right actions toward it, the outcome will not manifest until everything is in place. This is not a delay, it is the natural order of things. When you plant a seed in the ground, you do not expect it to sprout overnight. You understand that it will take time for it to grow, and during that time you cannot see what is happening beneath the surface. But you trust that as long as you water it, provide it with sunlight, and give it the care it needs, it will eventually break through the soil and grow into the plant you envisioned. The same principle applies to your desires. Just because you can't see the results immediately doesn't mean nothing is happening. Things are moving, shifting, and aligning beneath the surface in ways you may not even realize. The waiting period, however, can feel frustrating. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that nothing is happening, or worse, that you've done something wrong. You may begin to question whether your efforts are in vain, or if you're even on the right path. But this is where patience comes into play. The space between setting your intention and seeing it come to life is where you are tested. It's where your faith is strengthened and where you learn the value of trust. Trust is the key to navigating this waiting period. It's about knowing deep down that your desire is already on its way to you, even if you can't see the evidence of it yet. This is not just a passive belief, it is an active choice. Every day that you wake up and choose to stay aligned with your goal, every time you take inspired action, even when the results are not immediate, you are demonstrating trust in the process. And the universe responds to that trust by continuing to move things into place for you. It's important to remember that everything in your life is connected. And sometimes what may appear as a delay is actually the universe orchestrating things in a way that will bring about the best possible outcome for you. There may be people, opportunities, or situations that need to align before your desire can manifest fully. You may need to grow or learn certain lessons before you are ready to receive what you're asking for. The waiting period is not a time of inactivity, it's a time of preparation. This is why patience is not just about waiting for something to happen, it's about actively preparing yourself for what's coming. During this time, it's essential to remain focused on your goal and continue to take aligned action. Just as you wouldn't stop watering the seed you planted, you must continue to nurture your desire with faith, action, and positive expectation. Patience means understanding that your desires are on their way, but that they will arrive when the time is right, when you are ready to receive them. In the meantime, one of the most powerful things you can do is to shift your focus from the lack of what you desire to the progress you are making along the way. It's easy to become fixated on what hasn't shown up yet, but this mindset only creates frustration and doubt. Instead, take stock of how far you've come. Celebrate the small wins, the lessons learned, and the growth you experienced. Every step you take brings you closer to your goal, even if it's not immediately visible. Another important aspect of patience is learning to let go of control. When you are too focused on controlling every detail of how and when your desires will manifest, you block the natural flow of the universe. The need to control stems from fear that things won't happen the way you want them to, or that they won't happen at all. But the more you try to force things to happen on your timeline, the more resistance you create. Trusting the timing of your life means surrendering to the process and allowing things to unfold in their own way and at their own pace. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing the need to know exactly how things will happen, and instead focusing on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your energy. When you align yourself with the vibration of trust and expectation, you open yourself up to receive in ways that you may not have anticipated. Often, the universe will deliver what you want in ways that are far better than anything you could have planned. Patience also requires maintaining a sense of calm and peace during the waiting period. When you are anxious, stressed, or constantly worrying about when your desires will manifest, you are sending out a signal of lack and resistance. But when you cultivate patience, you create an inner sense of calm that allows the universe to work in your favor. It's about relaxing into the knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The timing of your desires is perfect. The universe has a way of delivering what you want, not just when you're ready, but when the conditions are most favorable for your highest good. Your job is to remain persistent, to trust the process, and to keep moving forward with faith. When you do, you will find that everything falls into place at the perfect time, and often in ways that are even more beautiful and aligned than you could have ever imagined. The moment of transformation, the shift that brings your desires into reality, often happens when you least expect it. This is one of the most profound truths about the process of manifestation. It doesn't occur when you're constantly searching for signs or checking to see if things have changed. Instead, it happens in a moment of letting go, a moment when you release the need for control and have fully surrendered to the flow of life. Many people misunderstand what it means to let go. They believe it means giving up on their desires or no longer caring about the outcome. But that's not the case. Letting go doesn't mean abandoning your dreams or desires. It means releasing the tight grip of attachment to how and when they will manifest. When you're overly focused on the how, you're operating from a place of resistance. You're trying to force the outcome, and in doing so, you're blocking the very energy needed to bring it into your life. The shift happens when you release that resistance. It happens when you stop looking for external validation and turn inward, trusting that the universe is aligning everything for you behind the scenes. When you let go of the obsessive need to control, you open yourself up to receive in ways that are far more expansive than your conscious mind could have imagined. The universe operates beyond the limits of our perception. It knows the best way to bring your desires to fruition, but it needs your cooperation in terms of trust and surrender. One of the reasons the shift happens when you least expect it is because in that moment you are in a state of allowing. You've quieted the mental chatter, the constant analyzing and overthinking, and you've entered a space of peace and openness. This is the space where manifestation thrives. When your mind is calm and your energy is aligned with trust, the pathway for your desires to come into your life is cleared. You've removed the obstacles that your own doubts and fears were creating, and now the universe can deliver what you've been asking for. This idea of surrendering to the flow doesn't mean you stop taking action toward your goals. On the contrary, inspired action is still an essential part of the process. However, the energy behind that action changes. When you're not constantly checking for results, you're able to act from a place of joy, passion, and alignment rather than from a place of fear or desperation. You're no longer trying to make things happen. Instead, you're allowing them to unfold naturally. This is a powerful shift in energy that accelerates the manifestation process. Think about the times in your life when something you deeply desired finally showed up. It likely happened in a way that surprised you, in a moment when you had stopped trying to force it. Perhaps you were focused on something else, enjoying your life, or even engaged in an entirely unrelated activity when the breakthrough came. This is not a coincidence. It's the result of you being in a state of flow, in alignment with the energy of receiving rather than grasping. This is why it's so important to cultivate a mindset of trust and non-attachment. When you're attached to a specific outcome or timeline, you create a sense of urgency and pressure. You begin to doubt the process and question whether your desires will ever manifest. This doubt creates resistance, which pushes the outcome further away. But when you trust that everything is working out in perfect timing, and when you let go of the need for constant reassurance, you allow the shift to happen naturally. It's also important to understand that the shift often happens internally before you see the external results. Long before you witness the physical manifestation of your desire, there is an energetic shift within you. This internal shift is what sets the stage for the external change. It's the moment when you stop feeling lack and start feeling abundant. It's the moment when you stop worrying about whether you'll ever achieve your goal, and instead feel a deep sense of knowing that it's already on its way. This inner shift is subtle, but it's powerful. It's the precursor to the external manifestation that will soon follow. One of the most common mistakes people make is trying to force this inner shift by thinking they can will it into existence. But the inner shift cannot be forced. It happens naturally when you're aligned with the energy of trust, allowing and surrender. You cannot push your way into a state of receiving. You have to relax into it. This is why patience and self-compassion are so important. You must give yourself the space and time to ease into this state of flow, trusting that when the time is right, the shift will happen. Another reason the shift often happens when you least expect it is because in that moment you stop looking at the absence of what you want. When you're constantly focused on what hasn't shown up yet, you're in a state of lack. You're amplifying the gap between where you are and where you want to be. But when you're not expecting the shift, you're no longer giving your attention to that gap. You're living in the present moment, fully engaged with life as it is, rather than longing for what could be. This present moment awareness is key, because it places you in the vibration of gratitude and abundance, which are the energies that attract your desires to you. It's also worth noting that the shift often comes disguised as a small or subtle change. You may not even realize it's happening until later, when you look back and see how much has shifted in your life. It may not be a dramatic moment of transformation, but rather a series of small changes that, when combined, lead to a significant breakthrough. This is why it's so important to stay open and receptive, even when it feels like nothing is happening. The universe works in mysterious ways, and the shift can come in forms you didn't expect. Ultimately, the shift happens when you least expect it, because it requires you to step out of your own way. When you stop trying to control every detail, when you release the need for constant validation, and when you trust that everything is unfolding in perfect timing, you create the space for the universe to work its magic. The shift may not come when you think it should, but it will come when the time is right. And when it does, you'll realize that it was always meant to happen exactly as it did. Your inner conversations are the silent dialogues you hold with yourself every moment of the day. They are the thoughts that run through your mind, the quiet self-talk, the whispers of doubt, fear, hope, or confidence that guide your perception of the world. While these conversations may seem insignificant, they are far more powerful than most people realize. They shape your reality in ways that you may not consciously understand. Every inner conversation influences how you feel, how you act, and ultimately what you manifest in your life. At the core of your inner conversations lies the essence of your beliefs. These dialogues are not just random thoughts, they reflect your deepest assumptions about yourself, others, and the world around you. If your inner conversation is filled with thoughts of self-doubt or feelings of inadequacy, you are sending out an energetic signal that aligns with those emotions. This affects how you show up in the world, how you interact with others, and what opportunities you attract or repel. On the other hand, when your inner conversation is one of confidence, self-assurance, and positivity, you naturally align with outcomes that match that energy. It's important to recognize that these inner dialogues are ongoing, whether you're aware of them or not. Every moment you are either affirming or negating your desires, reinforcing your goals or pushing them away. Most of the time, people don't consciously monitor their thoughts, allowing negative and limiting beliefs to take root and grow. Over time, these negative inner conversations become self-fulfilling prophecies. You might tell yourself that you're not good enough, that success is for others but not for you, or that you don't have what it takes to achieve your dreams. These conversations, repeated over and over, create the framework of your reality. One of the reasons your inner conversations are so powerful is that they influence your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between what is real and what is imagined, accepts whatever you impress upon it through your thoughts and feelings. If you constantly feed your subconscious with thoughts of failure or lack, it will create circumstances that reflect those beliefs. Your subconscious mind is like fertile soil, ready to grow whatever seeds you plant in it. When your inner conversation is negative, you are planting seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, which eventually sprout into your external reality. However, the reverse is also true. When you consciously choose to engage in positive inner conversations, you begin to reshape your reality from the inside out. You are no longer a passive participant in your life, but an active creator. By focusing your thoughts on what you want to experience, rather than what you fear, you start to align your inner world with your outer desires. If you desire success, for example, your inner conversation must reflect that. You must speak to yourself as though success is already yours, as though it is a natural part of who you are. Over time, these affirming conversations will imprint on your subconscious mind, and you will begin to attract the experiences, people, and opportunities that align with your new self-concept. It's important to note that changing your inner conversation is not an overnight process. Most of us have been conditioned by years of negative self-talk, often inherited from societal beliefs, family dynamics, or past experiences. Reversing this requires deliberate and consistent effort. The first step is becoming aware of your current inner dialogue. Pay attention to the thoughts that run through your mind throughout the day, especially in moments of stress, challenge, or uncertainty. Are they thoughts of fear, doubt, and limitation? Or are they thoughts of possibility, confidence, and empowerment? Awareness is the key to change. Once you become aware of your inner conversations, you can begin to redirect them. When a negative thought arises, consciously choose to replace it with a more positive, empowering one. For instance, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never succeed at this," shift it to, "I am capable of succeeding, and I'm getting better every day." This might feel awkward or uncomfortable at first, especially if you've been used to thinking negatively for a long time. But with practice, these new conversations will start to feel more natural, and over time, they will reshape your beliefs. It's also helpful to engage in intentional inner conversation. Take time each day to speak to yourself as though you are the person you aspire to be. If your goal is to manifest abundance, imagine yourself already living in that state. Speak to yourself as though you are already successful, already wealthy, already living the life you desire. What would you say to yourself in that reality? What would your inner dialogue sound like if you had already achieved your goals? By embodying this new conversation, you align your inner world with the reality you wish to create. Another powerful aspect of inner conversations is that they affect your emotional state. Your thoughts and feelings are deeply intertwined, and your inner dialogue plays a significant role in how you feel about yourself and your life. When your inner conversation is positive, uplifting, and filled with possibility, you naturally feel more confident, optimistic, and motivated. This emotional state then influences your actions, leading you to take steps that align with your desires. On the other hand, when your inner conversation is negative, it drains your energy, dampens your motivation, and keeps you stuck in patterns of fear and inaction. This is why it's crucial to cultivate an inner dialogue that supports your growth and well-being. You must become your own greatest advocate, speaking to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and belief. Instead of criticizing yourself for perceived failures or shortcomings, remind yourself of your strengths and capabilities. Instead of focusing on what hasn't worked out in the past, affirm that you are always learning and growing, and that each experience is bringing you closer to your goals. Your inner conversations are the foundation upon which your reality is built. They shape how you see the world, how you see yourself, and what you believe is possible. By consciously choosing to engage in positive, empowering inner dialogues, you take control of your life in a profound way. You are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances or past conditioning. You become the creator of your reality, directing your thoughts toward the outcomes you desire. Over time, as you shift your inner conversations, your external reality will begin to shift as well, reflecting the new beliefs, thoughts, and feelings you cultivated within. Imagination is a powerful tool that shapes the course of your life, guiding you toward the future you desire. It is not merely a form of daydreaming or fantasy, but rather the foundational blueprint upon which your future is built. Every idea, vision, or goal you hold in your mind has the potential to materialize, provided you give it consistent attention and belief. When you use your imagination deliberately, you create a mental map that directs your thoughts, emotions, and actions toward your desired outcomes. Many people underestimate the role that imagination plays in their lives. They see it as something abstract, disconnected from reality, and only suitable for creative endeavors. But imagination is far more than that. It is the origin of everything you experience. Before anything can come into physical existence, it must first be conceived in the mind. Every invention, every work of art, every success story, and even the mundane aspects of daily life all began in someone's imagination. The future you are moving toward is not something that happens to you. It is something you are actively creating through the power of your thoughts and imagination. Think of imagination as the architect of your life. Just as an architect designs a building on paper before construction begins, your imagination sketches the outline of your future long before it becomes tangible. The clearer and more detailed the blueprint, the more likely it is to come to fruition. If your imagination is filled with visions of abundance, success, and happiness, you will naturally align yourself with experiences that match those images. Conversely, if your imagination is cluttered with fear, doubt, and limitation, your life will reflect those lower states of consciousness. It's important to understand that your imagination works both consciously and unconsciously. You are always imagining something, even if you're not aware of it. The challenge is to become intentional with your imagination. Instead of allowing random, habitual thoughts to shape your reality, you can consciously choose to imagine the life you desire. This means actively visualizing your goals, aspirations, and dreams as if they are already a part of your reality. By doing so, you begin to rewire your subconscious mind, which in turn influences your beliefs and behaviors in alignment with those images. When you use your imagination deliberately, you tap into the creative energy that brings ideas into existence. This is why it is often said that imagination is the blueprint of your future. The mind is incredibly powerful, capable of influencing the physical world in ways that are not always immediately apparent. What you consistently hold in your imagination becomes a point of focus for your subconscious mind, which then works behind the scenes to bring that vision to life. The more vividly and consistently you imagine your desired future, the more you magnetize it toward you. One of the key reasons imagination is so effective is that it allows you to bypass the limitations of your current reality. You may be facing challenges, setbacks, or circumstances that seem to stand in the way of your dreams, but your imagination has no such boundaries. It allows you to see beyond what is in front of you and envision a future where your desires have already been realized. This creates a sense of possibility and hope, which is crucial for staying motivated and focused on your goals. Moreover, when you imagine your desired future, you begin to feel the emotions associated with that outcome. This is a critical aspect of manifestation. Your emotions act as a vibrational signal, attracting circumstances, people, and opportunities that resonate with the energy you are emitting. When you imagine yourself living your dream life, whether it's a fulfilling career, financial abundance, or a loving relationship, you naturally begin to feel the joy, excitement, and gratitude of that reality. These emotions raise your energetic frequency, aligning you with experiences that match the vision in your mind. However, it's important to remember that imagination alone is not enough. While it is the starting point of creation, it must be followed by belief and action. You must believe that what you imagine is possible for you and that you are worthy of receiving it. Doubt and fear can undermine the creative process by injecting negative energy into your blueprint. To overcome this, you must cultivate a sense of unwavering faith in your vision, trusting that the universe will bring it to you in the perfect time and manner. Action is the bridge between imagination and reality. While your imagination sets the direction, action propels you forward. Once you have a clear vision of your desired future, it's essential to take inspired steps toward it. This doesn't mean forcing or struggling, but rather allowing your imagination to guide you toward opportunities and decisions that align with your vision. Often, when you are deeply connected to your imagined future, the actions you need to take will present themselves naturally, and you will be drawn toward them with a sense of ease and flow. One of the most powerful exercises for using imagination to shape your future is visualization. Take time each day to sit quietly and imagine your ideal life as vividly as possible. See yourself living the life you desire in great detail. Imagine the sights, sounds, and feelings of that reality as if it were already here. The more sensory details you include, the more real it will feel to your subconscious mind. As you practice this regularly, you will begin to notice shifts in your mindset, behavior, and external circumstances that move you closer to your vision. It's also helpful to write down your imagined future. When you put your vision into words, it further solidifies your intention and makes it feel more tangible. You can write about your future as if it has already happened, describing in detail what your life looks like, how you feel, and what you have accomplished. This practice reinforces the blueprint you have created in your mind, making it even more likely to manifest. Imagination is not just a tool for creating material success, it can also be used for personal growth and healing. If you struggle with self-doubt or negative self-image, you can use your imagination to create a new version of yourself, one that is confident, empowered, and deserving of all the good life has to offer. By repeatedly imagining this version of yourself, you begin to shift your identity and align with the person you want to become. Your imagination is the blueprint of your future, and it holds the key to transforming your life. By consciously directing your imagination toward the reality you desire, you take the first step in creating it. Through consistent visualization, belief, and inspired action, you can turn your imagined future into a living reality. Your future is not something that happens by chance, it is something you design, one thought, one image, and one belief at a time. Challenges are an inevitable part of life, and while they can often feel overwhelming or discouraging, they are a fundamental indicator of progress. Every challenge you encounter is a signal that you are moving forward, pushing beyond the limits of your comfort zone, and growing into the person capable of achieving your goals. In this sense, challenges should not be viewed as obstacles, but rather as proof that you are on the right path. When you set out to achieve something meaningful, whether it's a personal goal, a career milestone, or a shift in mindset, challenges will arise. These difficulties are not a sign that you are failing or that you should give up. On the contrary, They are evidence that you are making strides toward your desired outcome. The fact that you are facing resistance or obstacles means that you are actively engaging with your vision and working to bring it into reality. If there were no challenges, it would likely mean you were not pushing yourself hard enough or aiming high enough. Growth, by its very nature, requires discomfort. To expand into a new version of yourself, you must confront the limitations of your current self. These limitations often manifest as challenges, whether they are internal struggles like self-doubt, fear, or negative habits, or external difficulties such as financial setbacks, relationship issues, or unexpected circumstances. Each challenge presents an opportunity to overcome these limitations and strengthen your resolve. It's through this process of facing and overcoming obstacles that you become more resilient, capable, and aligned with your goals. I think about any major accomplishment in your life, or the life of anyone you admire. Rarely, if ever, is the journey to success free from challenges. In fact, the stories of triumph that inspire us most are those where individuals have faced significant adversity and emerged stronger because of it. This is because challenges forge character. They teach you perseverance, patience, and the ability to adapt. Without challenges, you would remain stagnant, never fully realizing your potential. One of the reasons challenges are proof of progress is that they provide feedback. When you face difficulties, you are given valuable information about what is working and what is not. Challenges force you to reassess your approach, rethink your strategies, and often pivot in ways that bring you closer to your goal. Without this feedback, you might continue along a path that is not truly serving you. Challenges, in this way, act as a course correction, guiding you toward a more aligned and effective path. It's also important to recognize that the nature of the challenges you face often changes as you grow. Early in your journey, you might encounter challenges that are primarily about getting started overcoming inertia, dealing with uncertainty, or managing fear of failure. As you progress, the challenges may shift toward more nuanced or complex issues, such as maintaining momentum, staying motivated, or dealing with unexpected setbacks. These evolving challenges are a sign that you are moving through different stages of growth. What was once difficult becomes manageable, and new challenges emerge to continue stretching your capacity. When you start to view challenges as proof of progress, you also begin to shift your mindset from one of frustration to one of empowerment. Instead of feeling defeated by obstacles, you recognize that they are part of the process. You begin to embrace challenges as necessary for your development. This shift in perspective allows you to approach difficulties with a sense of curiosity and determination rather than resistance or avoidance. Challenges also help clarify your commitment to your goals. It's easy to pursue something when everything is going smoothly, but the true test of your dedication comes when things get tough. Challenges ask you to decide whether what you are working toward is truly important to you. If it is, you will find the strength and resilience to keep going, no matter what obstacles arise. If it's not, challenges can reveal that it's time to reevaluate your goals and perhaps choose a different path. Either way, challenges bring clarity. There's also a powerful lesson in understanding that challenges are temporary, but the growth you experience as a result of them is permanent. Every time you overcome a challenge, you gain new skills, insights, and perspectives that stay with you long after the difficulty has passed. These lessons become part of your personal and professional toolkit, enabling you to handle future challenges with greater ease. In this sense, challenges not only prove that you are progressing, but also equip you with the tools to continue progressing in the future. Another important aspect of challenges is that they build resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to keep going even when things don't go as planned. Every challenge you face and overcome strengthens this resilience. It teaches you that you are capable of handling adversity, that setbacks are not the end of the road, but simply part of the journey. With each challenge you conquer, your confidence in your ability to face future difficulties grows. Challenges also deepen your sense of gratitude. When things come easily, it's easy to take them for granted. But when you have to work for something, when you have to overcome challenges to achieve it, you appreciate it on a much deeper level. The journey becomes just as valuable as the destination, and the success you achieved is that much sweeter because of the challenges you faced along the way. Challenges connect you with your inner strength. Often we don't realize how strong or capable we are until we are faced with a challenge that forces us to dig deep. It's in these moments of difficulty that you discover your true power, the inner resources you didn't even know you had. Challenges awaken this inner strength, revealing to you that you are far more resilient, creative, and determined than you might have previously believed. Challenges are not a sign that you are failing or that you should give up. They are, in fact, the opposite. They are proof that you are making progress. Each challenge you face is an opportunity for growth, learning, and transformation. It is a signal that you are moving toward your goals and becoming the person capable of achieving them. By embracing challenges as a natural and necessary part of your journey, you can shift your perspective and begin to see them as stepping stones on the path to your success. You are the creator of your experience, a profound truth that underscores the power you hold in shaping your reality. This concept may seem abstract, but at its core, it speaks to the remarkable ability you possess to influence every aspect of your life through your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Understanding and embracing this truth is essential for unlocking your full potential and manifesting the life you desire. The notion that you are the creator of your experience means that you have the ultimate authority over how you perceive and interact with the world. Your experiences are not simply a series of random events or external circumstances imposed upon you. Instead, they are a direct reflection of your inner state, your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. This realization places you in a position of immense power, because it means that you have the ability to change your experience by altering your internal landscape. Consider the idea that everything you encounter in life is a manifestation of your inner world. When you shift your mindset, your perspective on the world changes. This shift in perspective then influences how you interact with your surroundings and the types of experiences you attract. For example, if you consistently hold positive thoughts and expect good outcomes, you are more likely to attract positive experiences and opportunities. Conversely, if you harbor negative thoughts and expect failure or disappointment, you may find yourself repeatedly encountering situations that align with those expectations. This principle is grounded in the understanding that your consciousness shapes your reality. Your thoughts are not passive or inconsequential. They are active forces that create ripples throughout your life. The beliefs you hold about yourself, others, and the world around you serve as filters through which you interpret and respond to experiences. If you believe in your own competence and worthiness, you will approach challenges with confidence and resilience. If you doubt yourself or hold limiting beliefs, you may find yourself hindered by self-imposed barriers. Embracing the idea that you are the creator of your experience requires a shift from a passive stance to an active role in your life. It means acknowledging that you have the power to influence your circumstances through conscious choice and intention. This shift involves recognizing that while you may not have control over every external event, you do have control over how you respond to these events. Your responses, in turn, shape the outcomes you experience. One way to harness this power is through intentional focus. By consciously directing your attention toward what you want to create in your life, you align your energy and efforts with your desired outcomes. This process begins with clarity, knowing exactly what you want to achieve and why it matters to you. Once you have this clarity, you can use techniques such as visualization and affirmations to reinforce your intentions and keep your focus aligned with your goals. Visualization is a powerful tool for creating your experience. When you vividly imagine your desired outcomes as if they have already occurred, you engage your subconscious mind in the creative process. Visualization helps to solidify your intentions and reinforce the belief that your goals are achievable. By repeatedly visualizing your success, you create a mental blueprint that guides your actions and decisions toward the realization of your desires. Affirmations, on the other hand, are statements of positive belief that help to reprogram your subconscious mind. By regularly repeating affirmations that reflect the reality you wish to create, you challenge and replace any limiting beliefs that may be holding you back. Affirmations help to build a foundation of self-confidence and optimism, reinforcing your role as the creator of your experience. It is also essential to cultivate a mindset of gratitude and abundance. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is already present and positive in your life. By appreciating and acknowledging the good things you have, you create an environment of abundance that attracts more positive experiences. Gratitude reinforces the belief that you are in control of your experience and that you have the power to create more of what you desire. In addition to mental practices, taking inspired action is a crucial aspect of creating your experience. While thoughts and beliefs lay the groundwork, it is through deliberate action that you bring your intentions into the physical realm. Inspired action is characterized by a sense of alignment and flow, where your actions feel natural and effortless. When you are in tune with your inner guidance, you will find yourself drawn to opportunities and actions that support your goals. It's also important to address any internal resistance or self-sabotaging behaviors that may arise. As you work to create your desired experience, you may encounter inner conflicts or doubts that challenge your progress. These obstacles are part of the process and serve as opportunities for growth. By confronting and addressing these internal barriers, you strengthen your resolve and reaffirm your role as the creator of your experience. Understanding that you are the creator of your experience also means taking responsibility for your life. This responsibility involves acknowledging that you have the power to influence your circumstances and that your reactions to events are a choice. It requires letting go of the habit of blaming external factors or other people for your situation. Instead, you focus on how you can change your responses and actions to align more closely with your goals. When you embrace your role as the creator of your experience, you empower yourself to make conscious choices that shape your reality. You become more aware of the impact of your thoughts, beliefs, and actions, and you actively participate in the creation of your life. This awareness allows you to cultivate a sense of agency and control, knowing that you are the architect of your own destiny. Recognizing and embracing the truth that you are the creator of your experience is a transformative realization. It places you in the driver's seat of your life, giving you the power to shape your reality through your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. By adopting intentional focus, practicing visualization and affirmations, cultivating gratitude, taking inspired action, and addressing internal resistance, you harness the full potential of your creative power. Your experience is a reflection of your inner world, and by consciously creating this inner world, you shape the life you wish to live. Feeling the joy of completion now is a powerful and transformative practice that can significantly enhance your experience of success and fulfillment. It involves immersing yourself in the sense of accomplishment and satisfaction as if you have already achieved your goals, rather than waiting for the physical manifestation of success. This practice is not about denying the reality of your current situation, but about aligning your emotions and mindset with the outcome you desire. By experiencing the joy of completion in the present moment, you accelerate your journey toward achieving your goals and create a more fulfilling path to success. At its core, feeling the joy of completion now is about tapping into the emotional state of having already achieved your goals. This state of mind and emotion is crucial because the feelings you experience are a powerful signal to your subconscious mind, which then works to align your actions and experiences with those feelings. When you genuinely feel the joy of completion, you send a clear message to your subconscious that your goal is already accomplished. This, in turn, helps to manifest your desired outcome more effectively. One way to practice feeling the joy of completion is through visualization. Visualization involves vividly imagining yourself having already achieved your goal. This mental exercise should be as detailed and sensory-rich as possible. Picture yourself in the moment of success. What do you see, hear, and feel? Imagine the emotions that accompany this success, the satisfaction, the pride, and the joy. By immersing yourself in these feelings, you create a powerful emotional connection to your goal. This emotional alignment with your desired outcome helps to build a strong foundation for achieving it in reality. Visualization is not merely about seeing a picture of success, it's about feeling the emotions associated with it. When you can tap into the joy of completion as if you are already there, you create a positive feedback loop that reinforces your goal. This practice helps you cultivate a sense of certainty and confidence, which are essential components for achieving success. By feeling the joy now, you align your present self with the future self who has already achieved the goal, creating a harmonious and focused path toward success. Another effective method for experiencing the joy of completion is through affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that reflect your desired outcome and help reinforce the emotional state you wish to achieve. Craft affirmations that embody the feelings of accomplishment, satisfaction, and joy. For example, if your goal is to complete a project, your affirmation might be, "I am thrilled and proud of the successful completion of my project. It feels incredible to have achieved this milestone." Repeating such affirmations with genuine emotion helps to anchor the feeling of completion in your subconscious mind. Incorporating gratitude into this practice can further enhance the feeling of completion. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have already achieved. When you express gratitude for the success you have experienced, even before it has fully manifested, you reinforce the positive emotions associated with completion. This practice not only helps you feel the joy of success, but also creates an abundant mindset that attracts more positive outcomes. By being grateful for your success, you acknowledge and celebrate your achievements, no matter how small, and this celebration fuels your motivation and drive. It's important to recognize that the joy of completion is not limited to the final achievement of a goal. You can also experience this joy throughout the process of working toward your objectives. Celebrate the small victories and milestones along the way, and allow yourself to feel the satisfaction of progress. By finding joy in the journey, as well as the destination, you create a more fulfilling and motivating experience. This ongoing sense of accomplishment and celebration helps to maintain your enthusiasm and commitment, making the pursuit of your goals more enjoyable and less daunting. In addition to visualization, affirmations, and gratitude, engaging in practices that promote emotional well-being can enhance your ability to feel the joy of completion. Mindfulness and meditation are powerful tools for cultivating a positive emotional state. By practicing mindfulness, you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings, allowing you to focus on the joy and satisfaction of completion rather than any doubts or fears. Meditation can help you center yourself and align your emotions with your desired outcome, creating a stronger connection to the feeling of success. Another aspect to consider is the role of self-belief in feeling the joy of completion. Your belief in your ability to achieve your goals plays a crucial role in experiencing the emotions associated with success. When you have confidence in your capabilities and trust in the process, it becomes easier to embrace the joy of completion. Strengthen your self-belief by acknowledging your strengths, celebrating your achievements, and affirming your potential. This self-assurance helps to create a positive emotional state that aligns with your goals. Feeling the joy of completion now is a practice that requires consistency and intention. It is not a one-time exercise, but a continuous process of aligning your emotions and mindset with your desired outcomes. By regularly engaging in practices such as visualization, affirmations, gratitude, and mindfulness, you reinforce the emotional connection to your goals and create a powerful foundation for success. Embracing the joy of completion now is not just a fleeting exercise, but a profound shift in how you approach your goals and experiences. By immersing yourself in the feelings of accomplishment and satisfaction, even before the physical manifestation of success, you create a powerful emotional alignment with your desired outcomes. This practice transforms your journey from one of struggle and anticipation to one of fulfillment and empowerment. You have the incredible ability to shape your reality through your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. Feeling the joy of completion allows you to align your internal state with the success you envision, setting the stage for the manifestation of your goals. It reinforces your self-belief, fuels your motivation, and helps you navigate the path to achievement with confidence and grace. As you continue to integrate the joy of completion into your daily life, remember that this practice is about more than just achieving specific goals. It's about cultivating a mindset of success and fulfillment that permeates every aspect of your experience. By celebrating your progress, no matter how small, and embracing the emotions of accomplishment throughout your journey, you create a richer, more rewarding path to success. In conclusion, feeling the joy of completion now is a powerful tool for transforming your experience and accelerating your journey toward achieving your goals. It empowers you to take ownership of your reality, align your actions with your desires, and cultivate a positive outlook on your path to success. Embrace this practice with intention and consistency, and watch as it transforms not only your approach to your goals, but also your entire experience of life.